And then my favorite part about living in the city, I drink it like it's water. And I got pretty lucky. I have Olga, which is my roommate. She is an 87-year-old lady. What advice do you have for people moving or wanting to move to the city? I would say just do it. And then moving on to the next question. What's your favorite part? This is from Rach. I miss you, Rach. This is from Rach. What's your favorite part about living in the city? There is so much. There's so much to go over. My favorite part about living in the city is the convenience. It is like, I cannot say that I love living in a small shoebox apartment. Actually, I was lucky enough to have this apartment. It's actually very spacious, but I love living in New York. I love living independently, but like the convenience of just taking the subway from place to place with just a swipe of a card, you'll like go anywhere. You get to explore different boroughs with the subway. Then there's also like efficient bus going back and forth from the east to the west side and from different places, and you can walk everywhere. Like, it's so funny that right now, like, I walk miles and miles every day. Like, I get like 10k steps on an average just living in New York City, and it is very convenient. Like, you don't need to have a car. Like, right now I don't drive in the city. I don't have a car because I just need like to take the subway. It's very expensive to have a car here because parking is very expensive. And also in the Philippines, as I've said, I grew up there. I have took jeepneys, FX, what else we have there? MRT, LRT, you name it, I took it, and it's just not as efficient. I know a lot of people would say that New York subways are disgusting. It is disgusting though. And it is, you know, sometimes there are delays, but comparing that to what I've experienced in the Philippines, I would always choose the subway because it is very convenient. It's very cheap for like the convenience of going to, like, even in Brooklyn, Queens, Bronx, Staten, I don't know if you know the subway, do they go to Staten Island, Long Island, like, don't quote me on that, but you get to go everywhere. And I love adventures. I love trying out new food. I love trying out new places, and New York has a lot of those things. And since New York is very diverse, you get to try out a lot of food too. So convenience and oh, I want to change my answer. I would say diversity as well. Let's just say I have two reasons, my two favorite things that I love about the city: diversity and convenience. New York is very diverse. It's like, as I've said earlier, it's like United Nations every day, and you don't feel like you're left out. Like, you go to KTown, a lot of Asian people would be there, especially Chinese, Koreans, Filipinos, and then you go to Queens, it is more diverse. Like, there are like a lot of Asians, like from different parts of Asia. And then you go to like if you guys watch Washington Heights, there are a lot of Latino communities there as well. It is very diverse. You don't feel left out. You always have a place to go. If you feel like you're lost, if you feel like you are not part of something, you always have a community here. And I am not insecure about my communication skills anymore because you all have those unique accent, unique way of speaking. It's just so interesting, and I feel like that's what makes New York New York. It's the people, it's the diversity, it's the energy. I just realized that I haven't even eaten my croissant, so let's take a bite. I have my chocolate croissant here. Oh, it's not as flaky anymore because we bought it earlier. Okay, moving on to the next question. Next question is, What advice do you have for people moving or wanting to move to the city? I would say, just do it. It's worth it. Just do it. As I've said, moving to New York is the best decision that I have ever made. I was scared at first because I haven't lived alone in my life before, like ever. I came from a very traditional Filipino family, so people are stuck together their whole lives. And I haven't had my own space. I don't know how to deep clean my own apartment when I first started here. I'm not a big cook. I just love baking, but I don't cook dishes. A lot of like scares before I moved here, but it's just, you know, I really wanted to be here. It's my dream city, and I would do anything just to be here. And I was patient. I took that leap of faith, and I just thought to myself, if things go wrong, there would be a solution to my problem. And I just did it. Just do it. So if you think of moving to the city, just do it. If you really love New York and you really want to experience the vibe, the energy, the city, like, just do it. It's all gonna be worth it. You're gonna enjoy it. You'll be fine. People will help you out in case you feel down. You will find your community. You'll find your friends. You'll find everything. And it only takes that one step. Take it, and you'll never regret it. You'll be fine. And I will see you there if you're here. So you can do it. Okay, one question. I actually just got one question about my rent. That's actually like one of the things that I wanted to talk about, like moving to New York, like looking for housing and stuff like that. But I only received one message, so let's just go over it. So one person asked me if I am comfortable sharing my rent. I'm comfortable sharing my rent, so I'm just gonna say it. I pay $1,400 for my rent. It's month to month. I pay $1,400 a month. It includes everything: cable, electricity, gas, and whatever we pay on a monthly basis, which is all worth it because I live in the Upper East Side, and it's a very not too expensive. I would say most of the expensive area in Manhattan is in West Village, like downtown, Soho, West Village. Those are very expensive. Upper East Side is a pretty decent place to be because it's very safe. It's very family oriented. All you see outside are dogs or babies, which will make you feel safe. Like if I would have a family, of course I want to be in a place where I feel like my kids are safe all the time. And I got pretty lucky. I have Olga, which is my roommate. She is an 87-year-old lady, and I feel like I'm just living with my grandma. But yeah, I pay $1,400. It's all furnished. I just added in some quirks to make it look more me, but everything is all inclusive. So if you have anything apartment related, comment below. Just comment it down below. I do want to make a video about it soon, because I wanted to be that guide for you if you want to move to New York. Okay, on to the fun part about the city. So we've gone through job related, we've gone to like moving to the city in general, and then now we are going to talk about some of the things that I like the most in the city. Okay, number one, what pastry or dessert reminds you of New York City? So it's very specific because if I read that differently, I would just think of like what pastry or dessert that I love about New York. But if the question is what pastry or dessert reminds me of New York City, I would say it's bagels. I'm not a big bagel fan because it is very heavy, but bagel is a New York staple. Bacon, egg, and cheese with mayo and ketchup. and salt and pepper is must try if you're in New York City, and it always reminds me of New York. If you get a bagel with bacon, egg, and cheese, ketchup, mayonnaise, and salt and pepper, it's very New York. One other thing that reminds me, that's like pastry side, but if like sweeter version, I would say Levain cookies. If you see like the big cookies and you hear a part is like ooey gooey on the inside, that reminds me so much of New York because of Levain cookies. Levain cookies is super popular now. It's just the best. I'm taking that back. I found better cookies. My cookies are better than Levain, if you know what I'm saying. But Levain cookies is definitely something that would remind me so much of New York City. And surprisingly enough, I don't think of cheesecake right away. I know people would think of cheesecake, like New York cheesecake and stuff like that, but I really don't. It's not at the top of my head when I think of New York and dessert. It's always Levain cookies or bagels. All right, next question. What are your favorite cafes in New York City? Oh my gosh, there's a lot. I've had a phase where I just go to different cafes every single day just to try out which one is the best croissant and the best cold brew in the city. I would say in terms of coffee, cold brew, my top one is La Colombe. There's a lot of La Colombe downtown. They have the best cold brew. Their cold brew is like the perfect blend. It's not too strong, it's not too light, it's just perfect. Like, I drink it like it's water, like not negatively. Like, I would drink it every single day and I wouldn't feel like it's so heavy, it's so like acidic. It's just a perfect blend. It's perfect. That's my favorite coffee shop, like for cold brew specifically. And then if I say like pastry wise, a good cafe is Miss Madeleine, where I got this croissant from. I love croissants, specifically chocolate croissants, and Miss Madeleine in the Upper East Side makes the best croissant in my opinion. I tried a lot and this is the best one so far, even better than the one in DC, Northside Social. That's also one good coffee shop that I go to, but not in New York. But this is the best, like Miss Madeleine, they have the best croissants. But if I want to talk about like aesthetic, like cafe itself, the food, pastries, and coffee shop, I would choose Maman. They're famous for their chocolate chip nut cookie, which is Oprah's favorite chocolate chip cookie. It is overwhelmingly chocolatey and nutty, which not something that I really am not a fan of because I want something chewy. And like with cookies, if you make something with a lot of like toppings, it wouldn't have a good base, which will be like just more chocolate, which is like overwhelmingly sweet for me, and like more chocolate nuts, and I want to have like that chewy bite. But it is good though, and they also have croissants and a lot of French pastries, and they do have a good very nice coffee as well. If you like, there's so many varieties of drinks. So Maman, and the aesthetic, it's so pretty. I can stay there like the whole day just to work or something. But yeah, it's so pretty. You guys should visit that if you go to the city, and if you have like a chill chat time with your friends. Maman NYC. But also try out La Colombe for their coffee, cold brew, and Miss Madeleine for their pastry. I can talk about coffee shops the whole day, to be honest. We talk about coffee shops, cafe. Next question is, what's your favorite bar or restaurant in the city? Okay, favorite, so it's two different things. I do have a favorite bar and I also have a favorite restaurant. My favorite restaurant in this city is Cafe de Alsace. It's in the Upper East Side. It's like my neighborhood coffee shop. Not coffee shop, I'm sorry. It's like my favorite brunch place. New York is known for having like a brunch culture. Like every single weekend I would go out look for a good brunch place and just, you know, just stay there, eat by myself. Like I'm a fan of like dating yourself, and I'm good with that. I mean, what's wrong with dating yourself and treat yourself to a good dinner or brunch? But my favorite is Cafe del Sauce. It's a French restaurant in the Upper East Side. I spent my birthday there. I spent a lot of virtual dates with Bert there. And they already know me. Every time that I go there, they will just say, oh hi, welcome back. And I just love how they are very welcoming. They remember the people that go to the restaurant on a regular basis. And I just love how convenient it is, just like a couple of blocks away from me, and I just love it. And then in terms of bar, I don't really go to a lot of bars because I usually spend time only by myself, and I don't want to go to bars by myself. But I've been to like bars with friends. One bar that I like is also in the Upper East Side. It's called Brandy's. I've only been a couple of times. It's a piano bar, so you go inside, there will be someone playing the piano and singing, and you can request songs, give them tips, and you can have like a good time, like listen to music, and then they'll just play the piano. And that is the kind of bar that I like. It's just like good vibes, listening to music and just enjoying my time. I'm thinking of like creative. My battery died, so I had to charge the camera battery for quickly. So let's just dive into the question and answer portion again. It's just a couple of questions away, so let's just do this quickly. Yeah, so I was saying, I think I found a question, I just wasn't able to. Oh, there, I see it. Someone asked, how's your nightlife in NYC? So I think I kind of covered this in the previous question. I'm not really a night goer. If I do go out, I go for happy hours with my work friends. I think here in the States in general, not just in New York, like going to bars for happy hour is a big thing with friends. At work, we do a lot of happy hours. We do like wine nights, at a wine bar, or like go to a bar and just order drinks, whatever drinks. I love cocktails. I do want to explore more rooftop bars in the next few months because it's summer and it's actually like time for rooftop bar season. So I do want to try that soon. And I love looking at the night lights. I mean the skyscrapers, the nights of the sky, the lights of a skyscraper, the bridges. That's like what I love about New York. Like at night, it is just so alive with lights from the buildings around you. And also, like, I live close to a park, so I go there and just look at the bridge, and it is encompassing the East River. And it's just so beautiful. That's how my nightlife is. It's very wholesome, but I don't have a bunch of friends in the city, so I don't go to a lot of bars. But if I do, I go for happy hours with my workmates. Okay, moving on to the next question. One friend of mine from college adds hi. He asked, have you ever watched local TV like ABC, CBS, NBC, or listened to radio or read newspaper like New York Times? I don't have cable. I know it's like I don't want to spend money on cable, but I do watch the news sometimes. I feel so embarrassed because I don't really watch the news. I just read articles when something like big is coming up, like the elections. During the pandemic, I was watching the news all the time. But yeah, that's basically the extent of my knowledge about like cable channels here in the States. I do like watching CNN and NBC. And then for newspapers, for New York Times, me and my team at work does the New York Times Mini. Every time we have like a meeting, we do like the crossword, which has been super fun. It's very competitive, but since like I didn't grow up in the States, I do have a little disadvantage because I don't know a lot about the pop culture and stuff like that. But it was still fun. We do it in teams, sometimes we do it individually, which I'm always the last person to finish, but it's fine, it's fine. But yeah, that's the whole extent of my knowledge. Well, there's one about Broadway. So the question is, have you tried watching Broadway shows in New York? Yes, I do, but not a lot. I've been to what was it? Oh my gosh, my head. I've been to Aladdin, Lion King, which I really love. The set is so gorgeous, so creative. I've also been to Mean Girls. That one is super duper cute. I've also been to, oh, I forgot. It was like about a singer, a famous singer. Oh my gosh, I forgot. But yeah, I've been to a couple, but then the pandemic started, so Broadway is still closed. But this is not part of the question, but once everything is opened up, which will be in September, I am going to give all of my money just to watch Hamilton live, because I'm so obsessed with Hamilton. Like, I can sing, like I know the order of songs, I can sing it. Sometimes I just like don't say the word like very nicely. I mean, it's so fast, it's a rap, but I mean, I can go to the beat and sing it while it's playing. Like, I just love it. I just love Hamilton. You guys need to get into that Hamilton wheel and just bandwagon. What wheel? Just go with the Hamilton bandwagon and just like, it's so good. Highly recommend. I want to watch it live. I don't care if it's expensive. I want to watch it live. So expect me to be like super hyped soon if I get a ticket. Actually, the ticket is available, but I haven't bought it yet, but we'll see. It's $200 for your like ticket at the back, but I don't mind. I think next question was, I briefly saw it. What's your favorite place to visit in the city? I would say it's very cliche, but I love Central Park because it's so big. Like, each corners are like different attractions. Like, I've recently went to the west side, the upper west side of the like northern west side of Central Park. It is like foresty, like you feel like you're in a forest, you're in a hike upstate somewhere, and then when you go down, like it's more of like the lively part of Central Park near the pedestrian areas, going down to 56, the 50s or 60s, I forgot where Central Park ends. More lively because there's more like people playing music, people just like walking around having picnics. And then when you go to the like northern part of the east side, it's like the what do you call it, it's like the promenade, or like it's like a big lake. And then one thing I love the most when I'm going to Central Park is listening to jazz music. A lot of jazz players go there to play music on the weekends, and it's very interesting to see. And I really love just sitting there and just like eating my bagel, drinking my coffee, or eating my croissant, and also drinking my coffee and just listening to music, take photos. I love taking photos in Central Park. It's just so amazing. Like, you see a lot of people, you see a lot of activities. It's all encompassing into one big park, and I feel like Central Park is a big staple to New York City. And I really encourage everyone to sometimes go to the park just for a picnic. I'm actually thinking of going to the park today. Should I go to the park? I'm thinking of going to the park and just like chill. And then if I have to choose a place outside of Central Park, KTown. I love KTown. I love food. I love K-drama. I love like K-pop in general. Like, KTown is the place to be if you're a big fan of like the K-wave. and also like Asian cuisine in general. There's so many Asian food there that is so good. It's a little bit expensive though, but either that or going like Queens to try authentic Asian foods. I would rather go to KTown. Like the vibe is so young, the vibe is so like eccentric. Like you go there at night, they're like crazy rich Asians dressed designer from head to toe, and I love looking at people like dressed in designer clothes, wearing like designer bags, and just like, oh my gosh, their bag is so good. Their bag looks so gorgeous. Like their outfit looks so gorgeous. It's like, I love it. It's just a vibe. I love the vibe. I love KTown. That's what I could say. And the dessert. Oh my gosh, don't get me started with the dessert. Top notch. KTown is the best place to be. It's a little part of New York. It's like one street. It's like one street between 6th and 5th Avenue, Broadway and 5th Avenue, and there's just a lot of things, karaoke, food, and stuff like that. Highly recommend. I think that's it. Wow, I didn't realize that it will be this long. I will try to cut it down. I might do 2 parts because I am very talkative and I said a lot of things. So I'll try to make it 2 parts, but also relevant at the same time. But thank you so much guys for giving me some questions. I do hope you guys comment below if you have any other questions that you want me to go through, because I do want to talk about some things about like moving to New York, like specific things like apartment hunting, or like finding a roommate, or like more on like finding a job and things like that, because I do want to help you take that step further into moving to New York City or to the city of your dreams. But I wish this is helpful. I wish you guys know me a little better this time, a little more this time. No, I've shared a lot of things to you on a daily basis already, but if you want to know more about my life, make sure to check out my Instagram at @ZoeTixon, and I also post TikTok videos, so check that out also. It's the same @ZoeTixon. Follow me on both of my handles. And then I also have another Instagram just for my outfits. It's @ZoeAndHerMirror. I'll link it all below just for you guys to see it. But if you love this video, I highly recommend you clicking that like button below. It's right there, and also that subscribe button just to know more about me and like see my adventures in the city. I'll make sure to post videos every Monday and Wednesday. Recently it wasn't Monday and Wednesday, but I promise I will be back on track. I'll post videos every Monday and Wednesday, and stay tuned for more. So thank you guys again for tuning in, and have a great rest of your day or night, whatever time you're watching this, and hope to see you all soon. Bye.